Welcome to another installment of the Mashup review. I have some Dunkin' Donuts to consume. I also have this weird hot sauce that I think was on Hot Ones. I'm going to put some of it on this breakfast sandwich. But yeah, we have an album review today of Ilan Becker's Domino Effect. I have been looking forward to hearing a full album by Ilan. Ilan is one of my favorite mashup artists at the moment. Has a great ear, very creative. Basically everything I'd want in a mashup artist in the year of our Lord 2020. So let's talk about Domino Effect. Overall, the concept is whatever is the vocal of the mashup that comes before, that becomes the instrumental. Whatever vocal is on top of there becomes the instrumental of the next song, and so on and so forth. It's a very creative idea. Let's just go track by track and talk about, these awesome songs. So I think it's V because it's like Vanessa Carlton and it's the Wii Sports theme with Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles, the vocals on top, pitched to fit the instrumental most of the time. And it's a very ear-catching intro to this album. I have always had difficulty on my personal albums making an ear-catching intro, but using the Wii Sports sample, it's a great move. It catches your ear immediately, you know what you're getting yourself into. The use of the Vanessa Carlton instrumental is good too. I just wish the vocals were a little quieter, and I wish they were a little bit less dry and had some reverb. It sounds like a non-official acapella, and that always sucks when you can't get one of those, but I'd probably tweak it a little bit to make it sound more like a studio acapella. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but as is, this mashup is a very good way to start the album. It catches your ear. It's a good combo. I need to take a bite of this. I'm pretty hungry. White Kids is the next mashup. It is the Vanessa Carlton instrumental of 1,000 Miles and the Michael Jackson Beat It vocal. Everything's in key. Rhythmically, Michael Jackson kind of sounds good when he's singing sped up. It actually sounds interesting. I like how you use some of the original Vanessa Carlton vocals too. It's good stuff. I think the pitch shifting on the instrumental was a risky decision. It sounds a little bit wonky, but I can live with it. And the Michael Jackson vocals, like a lot of the vocals on this album, are a tad loud. I see you got someone else to master the album, and I think the mastering is fine. I just wish that maybe the mixing was a little bit more consistent across the board, because everything other than the mixing is very good on this album. The Weeknd comes next. It's a good mashup concept. Everything's in key, albeit maybe a few cents off. This is not something that semitones will fix for some reason. I think the mashup, if you were to mess around with detuning and going beyond just semitones, like pitch shifting something from D to E or D to E flat, you need to go in between the notes a little bit and mess around with getting it exact, because sometimes songs are not recorded to be exactly in conventional 440 tuning. I think the vocals are a tad loud. If you can hear past the vocals being a few cents off, it sounds pretty good. Doe has to be my favorite on this album. The pitch sounds great. The vocals are a more reasonable volume this time around. There's a weird energy that this mashup has I don't think I've ever really encountered too frequently from mashups. This album is very good with genre clashing, bringing two genres together that wouldn't normally go together and just knocking it out of the park in terms of the clash. But yeah, the Uptown Funk vocals work perfectly over Gautier and Kimbra's Somebody That I Used to Know. Who'da thunk? It brings a whole new energy, because the Gautier instrumental, while it's a little bit softer than Uptown Funk, it's more dynamic and epic. It breathes new life into Uptown Funk. Fire, Fire, and Fire. The double-time Earth, Wind, and Fire vocals over Bring Me to Life for the first chorus sounded great, and I know the rest of the mashup, it's down to normal speed, but I kind of like them double time the best on the chorus. Pitch wise, everything works. It's epic to have like a really like intense R&B jam over an Evanescence instrumental. It sounds great. Pitch shifting the Evanescence instrumental, a lot of the pitch shifting on this album can be kind of weird, but I definitely don't think it's that bad. If you have to pitch shift like an entire instrumental, it's usually better to pitch shift vocals than instrumentals, but it sounded better than I thought it would. And the vocals, yet again, are a little bit too loud. Bipolar Maybe is another song where, like, pitch-wise, it's fantastic. The quantizing all over this album, and especially here, is perfect. But the vocals could have been a little softer. I like how it transitioned into the crawling instrumental. Even if it kind of messes with the domino effect, like concept of, like, switching the instrumental to the vocal to the instrumental to the vocal or whatever. I think it messed with the concept a little bit, but I still enjoyed it. Crawling. Pitch-wise, another great combo. The stretching to fit the Hey Ya instrumental is entertaining and done well. Linkin Park vocals could be processed more and be softer, but all in all, it's a good combo, and the song slowing down at the end is great too. A lot of the stretching and quantizing on this album is spot on, and I enjoy it a lot. The last mashup of the official album is I. Pitch-wise, it's great. The extending of the vocals to fit the song is great too. The vocals could be processed more, and I know that Hey Ya is another song where you would think you'd find like good acapellas of it, but there aren't any. There's studio quality instrumentals, but not acapellas. But overall, it's a good closer to the album. I enjoy it quite a bit. And this whole album is quite good. I think with better mixing, this could be one of the best mashup albums of the year. And I think, like, in terms of all the combos, they're thought out really well. And there isn't a single mashup where, like, fundamentally, I would say don't do it. It's all very well thought out. The bonus tracks are great. The interlude with Kanye going on some kind of rant is great. But Call Me Maybe is probably my favorite mashup by you, Ilan. Just Call Me Maybe and Stronger, that's just a great combo that I'm surprised no one thought of before you. It's a great combo, very bouncy and fun. And yeah, this album is a fun album. It's a good concept, and pitch-wise, everything is great. Overall, I really enjoyed this, and I think you should be very proud of yourself, Ilan. Good job.